Hello and welcome to Western Cinema Presents. Today's feature is the 50-year anniversary of Blazing Saddles, the comedy from Mel Brooks. You want to read? You want to give the synopsis, there, my partner in crime?
Um, didn't actually have it in front of me. Give me a moment. All right. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Welcome to Western Cinema Presents. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTube Ronin. Today, my avatar is my favorite character from this movie, the Waco Kid, played, of course, by the legendary Gene Wilder. And I will, of course, as usual, at the end of the show, be reading some trivia about the movie from IMDb Pro, aka The Scrolls. I would like to say hello to everyone who is joining us today in the chat. Of course, FKHC2005, sometimes known as Tim. I would also like to say hello to Blue Wrench channel member, the Tired Midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby, channel member JPRPH1, and Alistair's Queen Emma, fan of the show.
Hello, Emma.
All right. The synopsis is as follows. In order to ruin a western town and steal their land, a corrupt politician appoints a black sheriff who promptly becomes his most formidable adversary. This is a film directed by Mel Brooks, written by him along with Norman Steinberg, Andrew Bergman, Alan Uger, and of course, the legendary comedian Richard Pryor. All right. So.
Please share this stream out. What?
Yes, please.
Everybody know on social media platforms that we are live with the and a 50th anniversary of Blazing Saddles.
Yes, this has been a much requested film on this channel, and we wanted to wait till a special time. And now that we are approaching, as Bill said, the 50th anniversary of the film, we figured no time like the present. Yes, please get the word out. My channel is being currently shadow banned. So I don't know if anybody is seeing any notifications or anything of the sort. So please get the word out on the show. Let everybody know that we are live, and get it out there on social media. This is,
and as much as we would love to actually show these films to you here on YouTube, we are restricted by copyright law and the guidelines of YouTube. So if you do not have a copy, you could probably find this on, if you have Prime Video, I believe it's available to watch there. And it may be available on some other favorite forms. I hear Tubi's pretty good. It has a lot. So, Tube, if you don't have a physical copy and you want to watch along, check out Tubi or Prime Video. All right. All right. Let's load up the screening room. Somebody's birthday? Okay. Anyway, we'll load up the screen room here and we'll get underway. All right. Without further ado, I give you 50-year anniversary of Blazing Saddles. Oh, oops. little mistake on my part.
All right, here we go. Warner Brothers logo. The old school Warner Brothers logo.
Saddle. This was also what a YouTube friend who's no longer with us. This was Admiral Franklin Oliver Dim's one of his favorite films as well.
Yeah.
$114. Blazing Saddles lies on one of the films that definitely would not be able to be made today.
No.
This came out in 1974. That's why it's 50 years. Hold it. What the heck is that? I love this. I love this scene. They let's laugh at the white folk. Crazy ass white folk. What in the wide world is going on here?
Slim Pickens, of course, we've seen previously in uh, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid. Of course, he's also in Doctor Strangelove and Getaway, among many others.
1941. It was also 1941.
Yeah.
Japs made him. He swallowed the Cracker Jack fries to hide the compass from the Japs.
Hmm. Uh-oh.
Hey, trouble. He's like, he roped the handcar. Oh, no, no. I have to. Hello, Malamar. Attorney General. Ow, ow, Snorter Poopus Cuber. Good to see you, Snorter Poopus.
You see him?
We we recently just started Blazing Saddles. We are 9 minutes 48 seconds into the film.
Mm-hmm.
We have a link provided if you want to watch along.
Like I said at the top of both chats, please feel free to share out the stream.
What is he doing to that statue?
Yeah.
They did that. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't they do that in Egypt?
Yeah.
No, we no, a word we cannot say here, but hey, Daniel's Hot Topics. Good to see you. Jim's Landscape. How you doing? Howard Johnson's Ice Cream Parlor. They have cows inside the bar.
We got cows.
Uh, yeah. That ain't no church song I ever sung in my church. Thank you for subscribing, Craig Ducksworth. Can anybody understand that man?
Oddly, yes.
He speaks the best gibberish in this county. But tear gibberish. Everybody's last name is Johnson in this film.
John Hillerman, of course. Higgins from Magnum PI.
Duck.
Look out.
Gambling casino for the criminally insane? Developed in Rockridge. Hello.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a left out of that guy. Well, David.
I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Count Basie, of course. Hey, who are these guys? Oh, they're my theme music.
Oh. Yeah.
You're on your.
Yeah, Lebowski, you want to step in here? This motherfucker's crazy.
They is so dumb.
Yeah. I think that went well, don't you? Of course, here's the introduction of Jim, aka the Waco Kid, played by Gene Wilder.
Let's play chess.
Yeah. And hello to another red shirt.
Hey, just another red shirt. Good to see you, pal.
Hey, if you think about it, Jim's story is how Equalizer 3 starts.
So we made our own.
Yeah.
The infamous campfire scene. Say you had enough.
Webster's father, the early years. Yes. Alex Karras.
What did you say? I shouldn't be laughing at that, but it doesn't get old.
Uh-oh.
Cortina.
Bam.
Sure, you'll just make him mad. I know. It's true. $15 is my limit on signature grouping. might recognize the rocks in the background. Very famous rocks, very famous shooting location. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, Star Trek, the original.
Echo Kid is back.
Scott. Which is it? Oh, your eyes.
Wait. Before we go, let me get clear on this. Evil or evil?
Oh, you just go around.
Wait, you're pulling back too far.
Well, yeah. This goes so far off the rails at the end. I'm surprised they got away with it, to be honest.
Off base, you say? Keep your pie for the. You got the pie. Monday.
Always wanted to go there.
Oh,
all right. Oh well, that was the movie, folks.
Blazing Saddles.
All right. Shall I consult the scrolls?
You should get off the trolls.
Okay, Blazing Saddles was released February 7th, 1974. Estimated budget at 2.6 million, going on to gross 120 million worldwide. Was nominated for 3 Academy Awards for Best Original Song, for the opening title song, Blazing Saddles, film editing, and supporting actors for Madeline Kahn. And won the WGA award for comedy. Nominated for the gold medal at the Photoplay Awards. Nominated for best screenplay at the BAFTAs, which is the British version of the Oscars. And Cleavon Little was nominated for most promising newcomer to leading film roles. Became part of the National Film Registry in 2006 and the Online Film and Television Association Hall of Fame in 2016. Right. Filming locations, including Santa Clarita, California, Bodette, Mojave, Tropico Road, Rosamond, California, for the railroad scenes in the fake town. Buttes in Palmdale, California, USA, additional second unit shots. Of course, the Grauman's Chinese Theater, 6925 Hollywood Boulevard, Hollywood, Los Angeles, for the finale. Laramie Street, Warner Brothers production, Burbank. I said, why don't you speak? I said, let me speak. I'm sorry. I will speak again once I am no longer shadow banned. Okay, moving on. Laramie Street, Warner Brothers Burbank Studios, 4000 Warner Boulevard, Burbank, California, for Rock Ridge. Demolished in May 2003 and replaced by Warner Village. Stage 15 at Warner Brothers, stage 28. And of course, as we brought up during the program, Vast Rocks. All right. On to the trivia. There are 138 items on IMDb Pro. We'll get through some of them here. The role of Bart was intended for Richard Pryor, but due to Pryor's controversial stand-up routines and struggles with drugs and alcohol, Mel Brooks couldn't secure financing for the project with Pryor in that role. So he was made a co-writer of the script, and Cleavon Little played Bart. Pryor later got to star in a different Western comedy, Adios Amigo. However, according to a 2013 interview with Gene Wilder, the casting change was a result of Pryor contacting Brooks via telephone during production and informing Brooks that he was in Cleveland and didn't know why. Richard Pryor came up with the character of Mongo. The production began with a gig young as Jim, the Waco Kid. On the first day of shooting the scene where the drunk Waco Kid hangs from a bunk asking if Bart is black, Young revealed that he really was indeed drunk. He had an alcohol problem for years and proceeded to undergo a physical collapse on set. According to Mel Brooks, on the first day of shooting, we hung him upside down in a jail cell. And I'm reading what they're saying, folks. Green stuff started spewing out of his mouth. Young's agent tried to defend him by explaining that he was a recovering alcoholic, with Brooks responding that wasn't actually recovered yet. Brooks shut down production for a day, and Gene Wilder flew cross-country to take over the role. Young sued Warner Brothers for breach of contract. And FYI, a few years later, he came to kind of a sticky end. Script writer Andrew Bergman originally named the lead character Tex X. The character of Governor Lepetomaine was named after a popular turn-of-the-century French performer, Joseph Pujol, whose name was Lepetomaine. Pujol was famous for his remarkable control of the abdominal muscles, which enabled him to inhale air. Jesus Christ. Okay. Inhale air into his rectum and expel the air upon command, farting at will. His stage name combines the French verb péter, to fart, with the main suffix. Why do I have to do this to myself?
I don't know.
Meaning maniac, which also translates into fartomaniac. I got to read these before the show. The profession was also referred to as a flightless farteur or fartiste. Told stories punctuated with flatulence, demonstrated by his ability to blow out candle flames from 2 feet away with his back turned. So basically, the governor's name is William Fartomaniac. Yeah, apparently he's 12 years old. At around 40 minutes, the Indian chief, also played by Mel Brooks, speaks Yiddish. He says, "Blacks, don't be crazy, let them go." Okay. Hold on, the page jumped on me. Give me a moment. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Gene Wilder was originally offered the role of Hedley Lamar, but didn't feel right for it. He told Mel Brooks that he wanted Jim the Waco Kid instead. However, Brooks wanted someone older for Jim, someone like Dan Daly. Daly was originally considered for the role, but poor health and declining eyesight forced him to decline. On the film's poster, the Hebrew writing on the Indian chief's headband reads, Posher Lakash, Posher for Passover, which is a deliberate spoonerism. Didn't know spoonerism was a word, but here we go. Of the Hebrew phrase, kosher for Passover. The joke was suggested by poster artist John Alvin's wife, Andrea. Cameo at around 25 minutes, Count Basie, leader of the jazz band in the desert. The song being performed is April in Paris, written by Vernon Duke and E.Y. Harburg in 1932. The arrangement Basie played in the film was made in 1955 and recorded by him at least twice. First as an instrumental, and then at the 1956 Newport Jazz Festival with a vocal by Ella Fitzgerald. Director trademark. Fourth wall break. Often breaks the fourth wall, having actors and actresses speak directly to the audience. Hedy Lamarr sued Mel Brooks over the use of the name Hedley Lamarr and settled out of court. Brooks said he was flattered by this attention. The reference to suing Hedy Lamarr was from Harvey Korman's first day on the set, and ironically made a comedic reference to what was, at that point, a non-existent lawsuit. And Shorty said, "We gonna get sued for this shit." On the marquee at Grauman's Chinese Theater, flashing the title Blazing Saddles is a Matt Lay-in covering the film's contemporary title, Black Bart. The final title of the movie wasn't decided until after principal photography. At around 45 minutes, when Mongo rides into town, one Mexican says, "Mongo Santa Maria." Mongo Santa Maria was a famous Cuban musician. When Mel Brooks advertised the show in the show's business trade papers for a Frankie Lane type voice, to sing the film's title song, he was hoping for a good imitator. Instead, Frankie Lane himself showed up at Brooks' office 2 days later, ready to do the job. But nobody told him the movie was a parody. Apparently, Lane did not take offense at the deception, considering that he reportedly was pleased with the film upon seeing it on release. The world premiere was at the Pickwick Drive-In Theater in Burbank, California, which has since been demolished. The guests rode horses into the drive-in for the premiere. The Pickwick was also used for a location in Greece. Filmed on the same outdoor sets as Westworld. This was Mel Brooks' first movie filmed in Panavision scope 2.35 by 1. The original plan for the film was to have Alan Arkin direct, with James Earl Jones playing Bart. At around 21 minutes, when handing out the paddle balls to everyone at the table, Governor Lepetomaine calls them by name as Frankie, Johnny, Patsy, and Kelly. Frankie and Johnny was a popular song in the 1930s, and Patsy Kelly was a popular comic actress at that time. Mel Brooks also asked Johnny Carson to play Jim, and also eventually Hedley Lamar. He declined. At around 56 minutes, the voice for the drunk who Lily von Stupp kicks off the stage and the German soldier who joins her later in the show are both provided by Mel Brooks. The bull that Mongo rides has yes painted on one side and no on the other. This is apparently a reference to the practice of, in the 1950s, of marking the back of school buses for which side was safe to pass on, essentially implying that Mongo and his mount are as big as a bus. A large photo of Edward G. Robinson can be seen hanging on the commissary wall during the pie fight. Blazing Saddles is number 9 on Bravo's list of the 100 funniest movies. Premiere voted this movie as one of the 50 greatest comedies of all time in 2006. According to Mel Brooks' audio commentary, Warner Brothers released the film again in the summer of 1975 because it didn't have any other big pictures to release. Director cameo. Mel Brooks is also the outlaw on the recruitment line, around 70 minutes, smiling and wearing an aviator's costume. He also, of course, plays the Indian chief and the governor. Mel Brooks had a lot of parts in this movie.
It's his film.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's scoot through a few of these. In the DVD commentary, Mel Brooks said that the working title for the film was Tex X, as a reference to a black Muslim leader, Malcolm X. It was then switched to Black Bart, then to the Purple Sage. In either case, neither he nor the other writers thought those were great titles. Brooks says that one morning he was taking a shower and the words Blazing Saddles suddenly popped into his head. When he got out of the shower, he pitched the title to his wife, the late Anne Bancroft, who liked the idea, and that's how the movie ended up with its title. When auditioning for the role of Lily, Madeline Kahn was asked by Mel Brooks to pull up her skirt so he could see her legs. She was quite hesitant, being unclear of Brooks' intentions. Brooks assured her that he was a happily married man. Actually, he just wanted to see if she had legs good enough to approximate Marlene Dietrich's famous gams. So she lifted her skirt and said no touching. The Lily von Stupp character was a parody of Marlene Dietrich. Madeline Kahn started working on the movie the day after being fired from the role of Agnes Gooch in Maine. Lucille Ball believed that Khan got herself fired by deliberately acting poorly so that she could take the role of Lily Von Shtupp in this film. But still get paid for the gooch role in Maine, which by her contract wouldn't have happened if she had merely quit. My neighbors, ladies and gentlemen, making appearance in the show. Sorry for the background noise, folks. Okay. The scene in which Cleavon Little aims his gun at his own head to save himself from the townspeople's wrath was based on an incident from Mel Brooks' childhood. He said that once to his disbelief, he stole some gum and a water pistol from a drugstore. When a store worker tried to stop him, Brooks held the worker at bay with the very water pistol he had just taken from the store. After writing his first 2 feature films on his own, Mel Brooks was nostalgic for the collaborative group writing style days of his days on your shows, so he employed 4 other writers with him to work. According to Andrew Bergman, who wrote the treatment on which the film is based, almost all of the scenes include some contribution from the 5 writers. One studio executive stopped Mel Brooks in an elevator at the Warner Brothers lot and told him that several scenes were offensive and needed to be cut in order for the picture to be released. Brooks nodded and agreed to be polite, even though he had no intention of changing a thing, being that he had final cut written into his contract. Just as George Firth's character is named after Van Johnson, David Huddleston's character, Olson Johnson, is named after a comedy duo, Ole Johnson and Cheek Johnson, a.k.a. Olson and Johnson. Band leader Count Basie, who appeared in this film, also made a film with the real Olson and Johnson titled Crazy House. After promising Warner Brothers that he would edit out several offensive scenes, such as the infamous farting sequence, Mel Brooks never cut a single scene except one. After the room is darkened and Lily informs Bart, "It's true, it's true." Bart quietly states, "You're sucking on my arm." The scene was later added back to the home video release. All right. The character of Gabby Johnson is a tribute to George Gabby Hayes, who some film historians have dubbed the ultimate sidekick. Hayes appeared in almost 200 films, nearly all Westerns, including many early John Wayne films, and played sidekick to such Western stars as Roy Rogers and Gene Autry. At the beginning of the scene in which Mongo awakens chained up in the sheriff's office, when Bart is hanging up posters on the board, there is a wanted poster already hanging up on the wall. The same wanted poster can be seen on the wall in the jailhouse in the John Wayne movie Rio Bravo. When the film was first screened for Warner Brothers executives, none of them laughed, and the movie looked to be a disaster that the studio would not release. However, Mel Brooks quickly set up a subsequent screening for the studio's employees. When these regular folks laughed uproariously throughout the movie, Warner Brothers finally agreed to take a chance on releasing it. The character of Bart is possibly based on famed Black U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves of the Arkansas Indian Territory in 1875, and later the area of Paris, Texas in 1893. Other characters that I know are based on Bass Reeves. The Lone Ranger, believe it or not, and the Sam Chisholm character that Denzel Washington plays in his version of Magnificent Seven is also somewhat based on Reeves. And there is a Bass Reeves TV show out right now. I think it's on Paramount Plus. Mel Brooks described the writing progress as chaotic in an interview with Creative Screenwriting, recalling that the movie was more or less written in the middle of a drunken fist fight. There are 5 of us, all yelling loudly for our ideas to be put into the movie. Not only was I the loudest, but I luckily also had the writer's director to decide what was in or out. For the desert shoot, Slim Pickens stayed on the location in his RV and would sit out front in the evenings with a campfire and his Winchester rifle. Mel Brooks' son, writer Max Brooks, was born during the production. Of course, he went on to write World War Z, the book. It's unlikely if Mel Brooks knew the story, but in real life, a black man was named as the postmaster of Punta Gorda, Florida, by a man who held a grudge against the town's founders as a deliberate affront to its Southern sensibilities. According to Mel Brooks, there were a lot more scenes with the governor, but he cut them for time. He joked, "My whole performance was on the cutting room floor." Gene Wilder and Cleavon Little quickly became friends on set. Since Little was a Broadway actor, Wilder would give him pointers for acting in front of the camera. The film's choreographer is named Alan Johnson. He fits right in with all the townspeople who are all named Johnson.
Johnson.
Robert Ridgely's medieval hangman returned in Mel Brooks' Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Another classic.
Mm-hmm. Gene Wilder said of the film, "They've smashed racism in the face, and they're doing it while you laugh." The character of Boris the Executioner is a parody of Mord, the role Boris Karloff played in Tower of London. Mord is an assassin hired by Richard III, played by Basil Rathbone, to eliminate his rivals to the British throne. Okay. I'll do a few more here. In September of 2016, while former President Barack Obama was introducing the winners of the 2015 National Medals of the Arts and Humanities, one of whom was Mel Brooks, Obama joked, "We are here today to honor the very best of their fields, creators who give every piece of themselves to their craft." As Mel Brooks once said to his writers on Blazing Saddles, which is a great film, "Write anything you want, because you'll never be heard from again. We will all be arrested for this movie." Alex Karras, who of course played Mongo, was a defensive lineman for the Detroit Lions from 1958 to 62 and 64 to 70. He missed the 1963 NFL season because he was suspended for gambling, along with Paul Hornig. Okay. In a 2017 interview with Kelly Sky Fedrowski, Mel Brooks recalled being asked about Gene Wilder, who had starred in other Brooks films, including The Producers and Young Frankenstein. Since Wilder's death in August of 2016, Brooks has added in a few extra minutes into his appearances for the film's special screening. Mel Brooks back in the saddle again following the screening. Brooks came out for a Q&A session to talk about the iconic and controversial figure that almost wasn't. I still get goosebumps, the 90-year-old said, getting a kick out of watching the audience's reactions as he stands quietly in the wings or in the back at his sold-out venues while his beloved film is viewed. Okay. After the death of Gene Wilder in August of 2016, Mel Brooks and Burton Gilliam are the only survivors of the 14 main cast members. Mel Brooks was one of the older cast members, being 47 at the time of filming, with only Slim Pickens and Liam Dunn being older at the time of filming. They died at the ages of 64 and 59, respectively. Okay. The $400 hand cart would be worth $10,705.58 in 2023. Well, it was a Blazing Saddles sitcom spinoff, which aired on TV in 1975, which had a laugh track and starred future Oscar winner Louis Gossett Jr. It was called Black Bart. It lasted only one episode and can be found on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does that close the scrolls, or?
Yeah, it's gonna close the scrolls for this time around. There's a lot. We could probably go on for like another hour. So yeah. In case anybody was counting or were not counting, I chose not to because I didn't want to get us into too much trouble. According to IMDb Pro, they say the N-word 13 times in the film. Can't do that today.
Yeah, Jim, no relation. no relation to me.
No.
No, that's. I just love Renee's Barton Gill. Yeah, I don't.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That's also. Yeah, that is an IMDb Pro that some of the actors obviously didn't want to say. So this, that particular word. Understandable. Tim says yes. Gig Young, yep, yes. Less we say about him, the better on YouTube. He was a very He was Gig Young was actually an Oscar-winning actor. He won the supporting actor Oscar for a movie called They Shoot Horses, Don't They? Did a lot of westerns, did a lot of TV. He was kind of like a character actor guy. Did fall into alcoholism. That alcoholism did get the better of him. What ultimately happened to him was very, very tragic. And unfortunately, it's probably best not to go too far into how he eventually met his end. I don't know how much YouTube would really let us talk about that, but he was a very tragic case, and Hollywood can chew you up and spit you out, man. That's all I'll say there.
Blazing Saddles is getting a 4K Blu-ray disc, which is available on pre-order on Amazon, and so should be out in available to buy around election time.
Yeah.
conveniently.
I believe November 5th is the release date for the 4K. Yeah. So yeah, you can pre-order it through Amazon. But not the Lone Ranger from the 1980 film, hopefully. This movie has been brought to our attention. Yes, there was a Lone Ranger movie in the 80s. There have been people who have asked us, are we going to do this film? And I said, only if we are allowed to riff it.
That either or.
That, yeah.
Lone Ranger film is valuable, of worth ripping. Even the one with Johnny Depp. It was so god awful.
Yeah. But yeah. But the 1980 film is yeah, that movie's got some issues thinking back on it. When you're a 7-year-old kid, you don't mind. You're just happy the Lone Ranger's on the big screen. But when you get older, you watch that movie and go, "Oh no, oh no,
was I thinking?
No, that is not a good movie." For many reasons. Yeah. Okay, so Bill, what do you have coming up?
Are closed.
Yes, the scrolls are closed.
But we're gonna have to reschedule Thursday's show because I got a doctor's appointment around.
Okay.
What time? Thursday we were going to do a Thunderball.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just have to reschedule it.
Yeah, we have a couple of movies we've both been wanting to do on Action Theater. If Bill's got to push it things back a week, then we got to push things back a week. But Thunderball will be the next movie.
Yep.
And of course, we have the entire month of September lined up for this broadcast. I believe
Wild Bunch next week.
Yes, the Wild Bunch next week.
Wild Bunch, then the Outlaw Josie Wales, and then the Good, the Bad, the Ugly.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to go here on Western Cinema for the rest of September.
Indeed.
Well, we do hope, if you didn't get to catch this one today, we do hope you catch it at some point if you have not seen the film. It's worth a couple looks. It's like one of the best. It is one of the best comedies ever made. Anyway, without further ado, I'll say my parting words. Thank you all for coming out, joining us this afternoon, this evening. As always, be excellent to one another and party on. Can't wait to see you on the next one. And then I give it back over to my partner in crime to lead the scenes.
All right. And as I always say at the end of every show, I do want to thank everyone who joined us on Cosme and on here in the live chat. Everyone who watches the show on replay. I do want to once again remind everyone that you can watch along with us live on Cosme. If you're unable to do that, you will need your own physical copy, or catch it on one of the streaming services. I believe that you can find Blazing Saddles both on Amazon and Tubi. I'm sure it's in other places. Catch us once again next week, same bat time, same bat channel, for the director's cut of Sam Peckinpah's The Wild Bunch. From HQ, our second home office in Arizona, in all points north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win.